his life too much, and so I stepped in there to help adopt. As a parent, you worry. You want them to be okay. You want them to be safe.
Oh gosh, Kamora is apparently helping Kim's twin daughters, Jessie and D'Lila, distance themselves from their father and the scandal surrounding him. And if Kamora plays her cards right, she might even convince the girls to join the lawsuit against Diddy. It seems Jessie and D'Lila are no longer daddy's little princesses. They're ready to hold Diddy and their brothers accountable for the trauma and betrayal they've endured. Just what did Kimora reveal? And how badly did Diddy allegedly mistreat his own daughters? Let's dive in. First off, we can't ignore the elephant in the room, the widespread belief that Diddy had something to do with Kim Porter's tragic death in 2018. While pneumonia was listed as the official cause, many suspect there's more to the story, especially since Kim was reportedly working on a bombshell tell-all memoir before she passed.
They were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died.
That's right. Kim's lost memoir, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side, was actually published on Amazon in September 2024 by a man named Chris Todd, who claims he obtained the manuscript from Kim's close friend. In the book, Kim allegedly details the dark side of her relationship with Diddy, including disturbing allegations that he forced her to sleep with others while pregnant and that she discovered his stash of freak-off tapes.
Everyone is gonna wanna sleep with you right before you give birth. And she's like, everyone's gonna wanna what? And he's like, well, yeah, like a lot of people, like Will, Jada, the blank person from earlier. And she's like crying and she's like, I don't want that. And he's like, yeah, you're gonna. He's like, I never ask anything of you, but I need you to do this. Cause like, I don't know, it's like hot to with a pregnant person. Sean kept his word for the most part until he didn't. She ended up pregnant again. He wanted energy from that too. So I guess that's what they were doing, like a pregnant person to take the energy of the baby. He was like, this is gonna be my last party, okay? Like my body's never gonna do this. Like not allow so many people to do this to my body again. She says, whenever I tried dating somebody else, they would end up dead from pneumonia. Dude, have we fact checked this? She says she has a plan, but it's dangerous. He has a vault where he keeps the videotapes of all of his conquests. I started with him again, and after he falls asleep, I would go into the vault, take some of the tapes, make copies, swap them, etc.
However, Kim and Diddy's children released a joint statement denying their mother wrote any tell-all book, calling the claims hurtful and false rumors, but some suspect Diddy's team may have pressured the kids to make that statement. After all, Kim's ex-husband Al B sure raised eyebrows with a cryptic Instagram post after her death, hinting that Kim confided in him about needing to contact the FBI. Al wrote, "She sent me this saying, life imitating art, art imitates life. Now it all makes sense. She told me other stuff too. She was running. I said, call the FBI. He later added that it's clear Kim's potential to expose the realities of her personal abuses, being drugged, the trafficking, posed a threat. Al claims he spoke to Kim just days before her death and that she was in great health. Despite the family's denial, an anonymous relative revealed Kim's father wanted authorities to investigate her death, noting she seemed quite disturbed when he last saw her. The relative said, now I feel in my spirit he's guilty, but justice will just have to take its course. Meanwhile, Kim's dad called the theories about Diddy BS, but some think he was just putting on an act as a grieving father. For Jessie and D'Lila, ignoring the swirling rumors about their father's potential involvement in their mother's death must have been an impossible task, especially since they were living under the same roof where Diddy's wild parties allegedly went down. On some level, the girls were likely terrified of Diddy. Yet he still tries to maintain the image of a devoted dad, even wishing D'Lila a happy birthday from jail on Instagram recently. But actions speak louder than words, and it seems his daughters want nothing to do with him. They never asked for any of this drama, and now that they have an out, they're reportedly doing everything they can to escape their father's grip.
And I personally feel a little bit like she was set up, which is why I try to teach the girls, right?
What do you mean by that?
Well, there's definitely an age dynamic there, and
That's what I say. Evil is everywhere. That's a public service announcement. Beware.
According to insiders, Kimora is blowing the lid off the shocking way Diddy exploited Kim's children, especially the twins, after her death. The trauma Diddy allegedly put Jessie and D'Lila through runs so deep, it'll likely take years of intensive therapy for them to heal and live normal lives. But Kimora refuses to let Diddy's actions slide. As Kim's best friend, she's determined to get justice for her girls, and if her revelations are as explosive as sources say, it could be the key to locking Diddy up for good. So what exactly does Kimora know, and why are the feds so interested in her potential testimony against Diddy? Let's break this down. As we all know, Diddy's currently locked up awaiting trial, and the court has denied his bail requests, deeming him a flight risk. There are also concerns about Diddy intimidating witnesses. In a desperate bid for bail, Diddy came up with a wild list of concessions, including offering up a $50 million bond co-signed by his mother, sister, the mother of his oldest daughter, and his 3 adult sons. He even put up his $48 million Miami Beach mansion and his mom's home as collateral. On top of that, Diddy offered to surrender his passport, restrict his travel, and get this, he even offered to hand over his kids' passports too, including the twins Jessie and D'Lila's. That last part raised a lot of eyebrows. Some pointed out the clear discrepancy in Diddy's willingness to give up his daughter's freedom to travel while his sons, who are also implicated in the scandal, get to move about freely. This is especially suspicious given the serious allegations against Justin and Christian Combs outlined in court documents. For example, Justin was accused of engaging in Diddy's criminal enterprise by soliciting women, aspiring entertainers, and workers. He also allegedly participated in the infamous The lawsuit claimed there are hundreds of hours of video and audio recordings proving Justin, Christian, and Diddy's other associates orchestrated, participated, managed, and executed the RICO enterprise. Meanwhile, Christian is facing a separate lawsuit from a woman who claimed he assaulted her while she was working as a stewardess on the family's yacht back in December 2022. The alleged victim said Christian forced her to drink alcohol, became aggressive, and assaulted her. Christian hasn't addressed the allegations and was recently spotted partying with his girlfriend, seemingly unbothered. With all this in mind, it's understandable why people are giving Diddy the side-eye for surrendering his daughter's passports while his sons continue to move freely. But according to Kamora, this is just par for the course because Diddy has a disturbing history of exploiting his kids for personal gain.
She threw shade his way last year in a cryptic post where she said, "As you sow, so."
Insiders claim the real reason Diddy had to give up his kids' passports is because many of the assets from his alleged criminal enterprise are held in their names. Diddy apparently needed to convince the court he wouldn't use his children's offshore accounts to flee if released on bail. But the court wasn't buying it, especially since prosecutors believe Diddy is capable of violence towards those close to him, including his own kids. Remember how Kamora vowed to always look after Kim's children? Well, sources say she's doing exactly that and won't rest until Diddy pays for what he's done. But undoing the damage inflicted on Jessie and D'Lila will be an uphill battle. As one commenter put it, imagine daughters first losing their mom so young and then their pops under such circumstances. In their minds, it's beyond traumatizing. Another added, seeing how he has basically trained his own children to literally follow in his horrible, illicit footsteps tells you all you need to know about what kind of person he was as a parent.
Evil is everywhere. That's a public service announcement. Beware.
The night before Kim Porter passed, that she group text some close friends saying that he got me, and that Kim also insinuated in that text that she felt like she had been poisoned.
I need to know, do you think that Diddy Kim Porter?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because of all the videotapes, because of the book, because of all the people she gave copies of her book to, or at least chapters, because of everything that she had on him.
Now, in a bombshell development, Kamora is reportedly gearing up to take the stand and testify against Diddy. According to Media Takeout, Kamora never bought the official story that Kim died from pneumonia. In fact, Kim allegedly confided in Kamora shortly before her death that she feared Diddy would poison her and stage it as death by natural causes. Not only that, but Kim reportedly entrusted Kamora with portions of her explosive tell-all manuscript. Now that Diddy's been charged with running a criminal enterprise, the feds are apparently very interested in the allegations that he may have secretly drugged Kim prior to her death, triggering pneumonia-like symptoms. And get this, remember when Kamora's house mysteriously caught fire while she and her kids were inside back in December? Some suspect Diddy orchestrated this to intimidate Kimora into keeping quiet, but if the rumors are true, Kimora's not backing down. She's reportedly already working with the feds, and her testimony could be the missing link needed to get Kim's case reopened and properly investigated.
Also, the last call Kim made was to 911 at 2:43 a.m., but Kim was found passed away later in the morning around 11 a.m., according to Kimora Simmons. If that wasn't fishy already, the initial coroner who did the autopsy on her body had a hunch something was off due to some shady toxins found in her system.
For years, talk of Diddy's potential role in Kim's death has dominated social media and gossip blogs. Many have pointed to eerie similarities between Kim's experiences and the horrific allegations laid out in Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy. Insiders say the authorities are taking a fresh look at Kim's case, interviewing her inner circle to determine if she endured the same nightmare as Cassie before her untimely passing. And this could finally be the moment when the truth comes to light. To give you the full context, Diddy and Kim's tumultuous on and off relationship spanned from 1994 to 2007, and according to multiple sources, Kim went through absolute hell during her time with the rap mogul. She reportedly tried to leave Diddy on several occasions. In fact, during one of their breaks, Kim began dating record exec Shakir Stewart, but when Diddy found out, he allegedly flew into a violent rage, leaving Kim with a broken nose. Most articles about this incident have been scrubbed from the internet, but one from 2005 remains. It claims Diddy and Kim had a heated argument on his yacht that turned physical, with Kim suffering a broken nose and Diddy flying in a plastic surgeon to treat her injuries. Tragically, in November 2008, Shakir Stewart was found from an apparent self-inflicted gun. But his loved ones never believed he took his own life, and rumors immediately started swirling about foul play and Diddy's potential involvement.
He was with every chick, every dude, whoever he wanted to be with, you know, when Kim was alive. Praying with them, doing whatever he had to do.
One of Diddy's former bodyguards, Gene Deal, even claimed Diddy paid Shakir a visit shortly before his death and allegedly beat him to a bloody pulp. Deal also accused Diddy of cheating on Kim with both men and women throughout their relationship, and according to him, the abuse went beyond emotional manipulation.
The incident that him and Kim had when she took the corkscrew when they were fighting, you know, and ripped his whole wrist up. That's what helped Puff. That's how Puff got on drugs. You understand? Those painkillers. Because Kim wasn't taking it from him.
Deal called BS on Diddy's over-the-top tributes to Kim after her passing, insisting he's just putting on an act. When confronted with the idea that Diddy may regret his treatment of Kim, Deal scoffed at the notion. In fact, he hinted that Diddy was likely relieved by Kim's death because she knew all his darkest secrets and was allegedly planning to spill everything in her memoir.
It seems like he got a lot of regret when it comes to Kim Porter now. That's what it seems to me. He's living with a lot of regret.
Bro, come on, stop the bullshit. And he got you fooled too, huh? You understand? Kim know all his deepest secrets. You understand? Kim knew why he was using the butt plug. Man, Kim probably told all that shit in the book. You understand? That up and got missing the day she died. Every dude, whoever he wanted to be with, you know, when Kim was alive, praying with them, doing whatever he had to do to be with them.
The betrayal and disrespect Kim endured throughout her relationship with Diddy is just heartbreaking. While pregnant with their son Christian, Diddy publicly paraded around with Jennifer Lopez. Kim was so devastated, she ended things and moved out. But after Diddy and J-Lo's infamous nightclub shooting in 1999, Lopez dipped and he came crawling back to Kim. Kim took him back and they welcomed twin girls in 2006. But even with a family, Diddy's toxic behavior persisted. Kim was subjected to more abuse, stalking, and shockingly, Diddy allegedly even had her house bugged.
Speaking of Kim Porter, because you knew Kim Porter, is it true that Diddy broke her nose?
Bust her nose, man. You know, but it was all, you know, insecurities. Anytime a man would go out his way to wiretap someone's phone or put taps in their homes just to monitor their conversation, that's a sign of insanity.
The final straw came when Kim discovered Diddy was hiding a secret love child with another woman, born just months before their twins. Between that gut punch and everything else Kim witnessed and suffered during her time with Diddy, she finally called it quits for good in 2007. That's when she reportedly started opening up to her closest confidants, including Kamora, about the explosive tell-all book she was penning. But tragically, less than a year later, Kim's life was cut short under suspicious circumstances at the age of 47.
A shocked and devastated Diddy spotted at the home where his ex suddenly and mysteriously died. Her good friend Kimora Lee Simmons appearing inconsolable at the house, 47-year-old Porter's body found after a desperate call to 911.
EMS 14, respond with engine 76 on scene of the cardiac arrest.
Tonight, Kim's untimely death raising questions and sending shockwaves through Hollywood. One of Kim's final Instagram posts, this message: I trust in divine timing. The universe has my back.
Almost immediately after Kim's death, her ex-husband, Al B., sure sounded the alarm that something wasn't right. Al, who shares son Quincy with Kim, says he saw her shortly before she passed and she seemed perfectly healthy. For 2 years, Al couldn't shake the feeling that Kim's death was no accident. Eventually, he broke his silence. In a since-deleted July 2020 video post, Al referred to Kim's passing as a murder, writing, I do know very clearly that Kimberly didn't just check out all of a sudden over pneumonia. That's some BS. Really? He also appeared to throw a jab at Diddy's over-the-top tributes to Kim, adding the hashtag, don't let the love songs fool you. And in the comments, music producer Easy Mo B hinted that the truth would eventually come out, writing, what's done in the dark will come to light. Fast forward to November 2021, and Al shared a cryptic throwback pic of Kim, pointedly captioning it, she was running. I said call the FBI. Mind you, he didn't say call the cops. He specifically said FBI, which suggests Kim confided something major to Al before her death.
Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms.
And if that wasn't enough to raise a red flag, Al's friend Jaguar Wright took to social media claiming Kim's preliminary autopsy showed signs of poisoning.
Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma.
Oh. Jaguar then pointed out a disturbing pattern. All these folks connected to Diddy who passed away or fell gravely ill were on the brink of dropping bombshell tell-alls and exposés.
I will advocate for you. Because, see, I know something that a lot of people don't know. I know that you and Kim Porter had a sit-down right before she left us. And I know Kim had some very good advice to give you, and I believe that this is why things are happening as they're happening now. Kim was smart, wasn't she, Cassie? Kept you alive and kept you safe. I will advocate for you. I went to honeycomb. But you are a victim. And I know that. Congratulations on surviving and congratulations on standing up.
Jaguar also dropped another revelation, suggesting Kim tried to warn Cassie about Diddy's true nature shortly before her own death. Apparently, Kim reached out to Cassie in her final weeks to reveal some disturbing details. So let's take a look at the timeline. Kim passed away in November 2018, just a month after Cassie ended her 11-year relationship with Diddy. This has fueled speculation that Kim shared something so shocking during her last talk with Cassie, it made her run for the hills. Then, on November 16th, the day after the anniversary of Kim's death, Cassie filed her explosive lawsuit against Diddy. Some saw this as Cassie's way of honoring Kim and shining a light on their shared trauma. But here's where it gets even crazier. The same day Diddy settled with Cassie, Kim's Wikipedia page mysteriously vanished. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. In the wake of Cassie's suit, more details emerged about the chilling similarities between her story and Kim's. Diddy's ex-bodyguard Gene Deal flat out said Cassie's experience was identical to Kim's.
It was the same thing Kim was going through. The same thing, bro. Kim was going through the same thing. The beatings, you know what I'm saying? Then you hear about the fact that he He broke Kim's nose on a yacht?
Wow, I ain't hear about that.
He broke Kim, let's say allegedly, but it was told by people in her camp that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht. So Cassie's story is Kim's story.
But before we get into Kimora's explosive role in this saga, let's talk about Kim's tell-all. What was she planning to reveal that had Diddy shaking in his boots? We're not just talking basic tea about his cheating, abuse, or sexuality. That was basically an open secret. No, Kim was reportedly ready to blow the lid off the vile things she witnessed Diddy and his industry pals doing to young folks at those infamous off parties. And that could explain why Al urged Kim to take her story straight to the feds. Well, buckle up because it looks like we may finally get the truth straight from Kimora Lee. Insiders claim she's already in talks with the feds, prepping to take the stand and spill everything Kim confided to her.
They told me they couldn't go after Puff, but they could go after Russell Simmons. Those people knew that Russell Simmons was on a chopping block and something was going on.
Remember, Kamora has her own history with predatory industry men. She was married to Diddy's homie Russell Simmons, who was hit with multiple allegations before conveniently fleeing to Bali. And in an old interview, Kimora revealed her own scary run-in with Diddy. While pregnant, she claims he went off on her, even threatening violence. Kimora also called out Diddy for biting her then-hubby Russell's whole style. Now, in the wake of Cassie's lawsuit, Kimora posted a cryptic message: "As you sow, so shall you reap." And get this, just 2 weeks later, Kimora's house went up in flames while she and her kids were inside. The timing is mad suspect. But Kimora's not just posting vague clues. According to Media Takeout, she's one of the multiple witnesses currently cooperating with the feds in their case against Diddy. A Department of Homeland Security source even confirmed the recent raids on Diddy were far from random, stating, "We are responding to concrete, detailed, explicit allegations. This is not random. We didn't choose his name out of a hat. We had allegations that we're following up on." As for Kimora's reaction to Diddy's arrest, insiders say while she was shocked, on some level she wasn't surprised. It's believed Kimora has long suspected foul play in Kim's sudden passing. And if the rumors are true, she may be sitting on a mountain of damning information that could bring Diddy down and expose other industry heavy hitters. It's important to remember Kimora and Kim were joined at the hip for years. Kimora was one of the very few who had a front row seat to what really went on behind closed doors in Diddy's world. She was also among the first to arrive at Kim's house the day she died, right after Diddy. Word on the curb is Diddy raced to the scene to grab Kim's laptop and phone before Kimora could get her hands on them. But with Diddy now behind bars, the tide has turned and Kimora's potential testimony could change the game. This could be the key to finally unlocking the truth about Kim's final days and getting her the justice she deserves. So, what do y'all think? Could Kimora's tea be the smoking gun in this case? Is Diddy about to go down, not just for the criminal enterprise stuff, but for what happened to Kim too? I want to know what you believe. Do you think there's more to Kim's story than the public knows? Is Kimora about to blow the case wide open? Drop your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for the next installment of this wild saga. If you want to make sure you don't miss any breaking developments, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You know I'll be in the trenches, keeping my ear to the streets and bringing you the latest piping hot tea as soon as it hits my desk. One thing's for sure, this Diddy situation is getting messier by the minute and the stakes couldn't be higher. Folks are fighting for their freedom, reputations, and even their lives. Kim's daughters are caught in the crossfire of this war between Diddy and the feds. My heart goes out to those girls. I can't imagine how hard it must be to process losing your mama and then watching your daddy get dragged in front of the whole world. Thank God they have Kimora in their corner, holding it down and making sure Diddy doesn't get away with any more dirt. Protect Kimora at all costs because she's really out here risking it all for her sister Kim. Anyway, let me know your predictions on how this whole thing's gonna play out and make sure you tapped in for the next video. We're just getting started, loves, and I have a feeling this story's about to get even crazier. Diddy and his camp can run, but they can't hide forever. Sooner or later, the truth will come out. And trust, I'll be right here keeping y'all in the loop every step of the way. Until next time, this has been Hot Gossip with the Drop. Bye. With the Drop. Bye.